Ethani. We're all gonna die, Ethani. Mum was turning her head, trying to see where her youngest daughter ran off to. Hurry, don't let her escape. We need to finish the ritual. Or do you want to die? She didn't want to die. She was afraid of her child's well-being. Hurry. But she wasn't going to bend this time. She sprinted toward the beach and made it there faster than her mother, who was screaming something to her husband. They were the only people outside. Other islanders were locked up in their homes and were busy with praying. They weren't allowed to come out until the ritual was complete. There was always the chance that they might get cursed otherwise. Nobody stopped Ethani when she ran through deserted streets toward the sea. She could see Ethani. The girl fell face down into the sand, completely exhausted. Ethani? We've got to stop the bleeding, fast. She pressed a piece of cloth to the wound on Ethani's stomach. She took that piece of cloth from the attic since she knew her sister would be wounded, thanks to the memories of the lighthouse. Can you walk? What? Ethani, do you know what's going on? Do you recognize me? What's your name? Miss Graham? No, stupid. Sis Twan? Okay, everything's fine, but we need to hurry. They'll find us here any minute. Ethani couldn't walk by herself, so Twan had to help her. The girl's unnatural paleness scared her older sister. If she'd lost this much blood, I'll save her no matter what. We need to hang on until the sunset, then everything will end. Then they'll have no reason to hunt you down, and we'll find a doctor. All of that considering that we survive and don't die from the curse's punishing hand. Twan forced a laugh. She was filled with vigor and determination for some reason. I don't believe in that curse. I want it to fight. Don't worry, we won't die when fire is burning within us. Miss Graham? I'm nowhere near her level. If they walked a bit further, they would reach the hidden part of the beach, Ethani's secret hideout. The sun would already fall behind the horizon before the time their parents would find this place. Time, please fly faster. Come on, move. Astaman called time an untamable beast that shows up where it sees fit. If that's true, then she'd let the beast run amok, chasing the wind and carry the last orange-red hues of the sunset on its tail. So is the curse going to get us in? We made it. Twan smiled victoriously. I won't let you die. We all have to live on. Me, you, Alts, Mum and Dad, and we have to fight for that. You really don't believe in the curse? Yes, but I was afraid to tell Mum and Dad, and that's why you had to go through so much. I'm sorry, Ethani. If only I could sort out my feelings earlier. It's alright, no one's at fault. Will we really be fine? When the sun sets, they'll leave us alone? I think so. Why wouldn't they? The village will sink into stagnant and tense wait for another 12 years. Not sure about that. Alts, how did you... Alts jumped off a small boat, very similar to the one that carried Ethani to the lighthouse. Brother was much more proficient in science compared to seafaring, but he was good at steering the boat. We have to get away from the village as soon as we can. Alts carried half the boat to the shore and walked up to Ethani. Let's go. I hope you get in if you can't do it yourself. The girl looked at her brother with doubt in her eyes, and her eyes sparkled from tears. You came after all. You kept your promise. I couldn't tell you anything before because I wasn't sure it would work out. I couldn't risk blurting everything out, however, we've made it. Is the ship here? Almost. Honestly, I've almost lost all hope and wanted to give up, but I saw you and Ethani run towards the secret beach. It meant that at least half of our plan succeeded. Knowing that you would take care of Ethani, I decided to wait a bit longer and I saw it. The ship. Alts? Twan couldn't help but smile in jubilation and tap her brother on the shoulder with her fist. It's because you're so quiet all the time. I can't believe the ship came after all. But why did it take so long? If Ethani didn't escape, there's no time to chat. Ethani shed tears of joy. Will they help Ethani at the company ship? She's wounded. Yes, of course. Alright, let's hurry. Stop. Let's go. You can't. Stop until it's too late. It didn't take long for their parents to find the hidden beach. Mother was still clutching a knife. Ethani? Please don't. We still have time. Come here, Ethani. Mother threw a quick glance at the setting sun and rushed forward, brandishing her knife. Ethani shrieked and Twan hid the girl behind her back. Alt stood in his mother's way. His face was stern as usual, but sweat started forming on his temples. Step away. No. I'm doing this for yours and Twan's sake. Father stepped forward. You'd better make way, Alt. Alt shuddered. He won't be able to deal with his father. This man was the most respectable person for Alt, but he's also much stronger physically. Stop playing around now. The fearsome aura around the father was breaking Alt as well, but he just clenched his fists even harder. Get in the boat. No. Mother took another couple of steps towards her daughters, strengthening her grip on the knife. She was ready to go all the way if it meant hurting Tuan. Ethani met her parents' gaze without faltering. Enough. Don't try to talk us out of it, Ethani. That's right. The time for talk was over. Tuan took out a knife she was recently going to use against her own mother to save Ethani. She picked it up when she got out of the closet. Now we're on level ground. You're so... Mother gave her eldest daughter a sharp look, but she directed her words toward the youngest. Listen, Ethani, this is your duty. The ritual must be completed. Tuan swung the knife angrily. She has no obligations. Ethani, get in the boat. We'll deal with this. Are you ready to die, Tuan? When the sun sets, you'll surely die. All of us will die. You don't know what's ahead. You can't even imagine what you're going to go through if we break the ritual. Mother surely knew how cruel the punishment for disobedience. Her eyes clouded over from the rush of memories. No. Communication. Esteban was right. If you remain silent, the other person will never know what you're thinking. She should try it now. Should she try it now on the brink of death? It's never late to risk. Right, Miss Graham? No, you listen to me, Mum. What duty are you talking about? What ritual? Do you really think the curse exists? Her mother didn't want to hear anything, so she tried to lunge at Tuan, but stopped after the girl swung her knife again. What do you mean? Of course it... I don't believe in the curse. We don't have to kill anybody. You don't believe in it? Me too. There's no such thing as a curse. Alts too? Tuan felt more confidence. She thought she was the only person in her family who considered the ritual stupid. Enough. Mother almost rushed forward again, but loud laughter devoid of happiness stopped her this time. How ironic. Ethani? None of you really believe in the curse, right? That's right. The mainland sailors were right. There's no deity or whatever. It's all fairy tales. Assuming the existence of mythical creatures is anti-scientific, we're just the victims of old superstition. So this is it. It has started. The elders' words are losing power. You too now. What are you talking about? There's no curse and we're all doomed. Alt and Tuan were shocked. Just minutes before they could swear their parents believed in the curse, as much as they believed the seawater was salty. Mother turned towards Father furiously. You too? Father didn't reply, but his normally collected expression faltered. You were so passionate about the ritual. You had the support of the whole village, and all this time, you didn't believe in it? This village would have crucified me on my own front door if they knew about my thoughts. How could you say that? So you two... An expression of strange uncertainty appeared on Mother's face. If even you... Then so be it. There's nothing we can do. None of you believed in it. But all of you stayed silent because you thought the other would judge you for that. Ethani, enough. This means none of us believed in the curse, yet we're all afraid to speak up. Ethani suffered because of that, and she's still getting weaker as you run your mouths. It's useless. It's all useless. You know what awaits you, don't you? You will die if you try to run. This is not about faith. There's something more. We're still going to try. You'll die. Because of the curse? No. Then why? We have to fight for our lives, Dad. The curse doesn't even exist. That's exactly why. What? That's exactly why I stayed silent. What do you mean? You'd be better off believing in the curse. You have to believe in this village. Huh? I knew it. I knew it. What? The family that died 12 years ago. It was all done by other people. Their blood is on the hands of other humans. What? So you don't believe in it too? Mother snorted angrily. Of course, their deaths were a show. They would smite. It was all a masquerade, a gruesome, horrible masquerade. I can't let the same happen to all of you. And that's why you're ready to sacrifice me? Yes, I know how dangerous our situation is. So I'll at least save 2 of my children. Danger? When it looms over you, you understand what's most important to you. I must protect you. I must, so that slaughter would never repeat. We can save ourselves, Mum. We won't let that tragedy repeat. I have everything under control. That's right, we're together now, so you're better off believing in the curse. Father's voice was cold as ice. It felt like he couldn't hear Alta's encouraging words. But why? The curse doesn't exist, but who do you think is the reason for the cemetery? How did all those people who tried to evade the ritual die? I think it's all the elders' fault. Right. The vengeful deity doesn't exist, and that meant people were involved. Yes, they do a pretty good job of fear-mongering the villagers. They feed off the gifts we make for the vengeful deity. They get drunk on their power because they know people are scared of them, since they're the ones who possess the ability to calm the sea beast. Tuan hadn't seen her father talk so much, and so angrily. So they killed all those people to stay in power? Yes. But if there's no curse, we should have run a long time ago. Tuan and Altz nodded in agreement. Mother averted her gaze. No. But why? Don't be stupid. The elders kill everyone who disobeys them. If we try to sail away, we'll be met with the same fate. Our only chance is to kneel before them. I risk trying to go against them and see what happened? It's horrible. Back then, 12 years ago, the previous sacrifice and your mum, they were best friends. Just before the casting day, the girl asked me to make a pledge. It was almost like she knew her family or even herself would be chosen. I promised to take care of her best friend, and I did my best. My best bet was to become one of the elders. I tried to get my place among them for a long time, but failed. Dad, I allowed Altz and Tuan to travel to the mainland and make the captain swear he won't bring them back. I paid him a lump of money. What? Why didn't you tell us? The less people knew, the better, and you wouldn't have abandoned Ethani. You're right about that. The captain declined to take her with us and decided that I'll think of something else later. I thought I could be more decisive if I knew you were safe, but we returned. The captain broke his promise. Was he bribed by the elders? Maybe. So you've returned, and I didn't know what else to do. We can't get off the island. I'd gladly die in Ethani's stead. I'd be more than happy to take your place, but the elders won't allow that. They have to keep the faith and the curse alive, and that means once the sacrifice was chosen, they must die. So you would have saved me if you knew? I was so angry at you, but I never said anything, and it doesn't matter right now. We have to get to the ship. Yes, and we'll be safe once we get there. No, quite the contrary, you're walking into a trap. Have you forgotten already? The elders bribed the captains. Those who try to leave for the mainland without the elders' permission die. Just like her. Just like their mother's friend. So, Tuan felt like a complete moron. Together with Altz, they managed to persuade the captain to take them on board and took their money, but in reality, he never intended to save them. He'd wait until they got onto the ship and then just end their lives. He'll throw their dead bodies into the sea so the islanders can find them washed ashore in the morning as a proof of the curse. A few fresh graves would appear on the island's graveyard reserved for the fools who tried to save their lives. No. When the first merchants docked on our island, the elders made a contract with them. Nobody was to leave this island alive. The casting day, that girl, your mother's friend, died. There was a ship's silhouette in the distance. I realized something back then. No one can escape. The curse is performed by the elders' men, while the others are praying in their locked-up homes. Those who try to run get killed at sea. Those who stay on land are dealt with by the elders' men. I saw the corpses that were buried in the cemetery. They were disfigured, but the wounds were definitely left by simple blades. They were the doing of a man, not some elder creature. And how could that be? Have you never thought about it, Tuan? Why did someone from our family have to be a sacrifice? It's a warning. You and Altz are too attracted to the mainland. You would have left the village's security at peril. Tuan had her suspicions, but she was supposed to become the sacrifice. Wasn't it because of her child? Her ties to a man from the mainland could become a problem for the elders. A huge problem at that. But the elders weren't too picky with who would die. They needed to make a point, warn, and scare the chosen family, or worse. My father, he wanted to become a merchant, just like you, Altz. You took after your grandpa, I guess. When he was almost ready to leave the island, our family was chosen. My brother became the sacrifice. My friend, she always argued with the elders. Her father wanted to become an elder himself, to correct the ritual. However, it's horrible. So that's why Dad was so adamant in following the elders' rules. That's why he was so stern. If he showed even the smallest sign of weakness, then we'd all be done for. After all, the elders would always be able to alter the story in a way that favours them. Like the sacrifice tried to escape and the curse got their whole family, even if the ritual was conducted properly. That's because there'd be no witnesses. The islanders hide in their homes, and the elders easily dispatch those who disobey, if they so wish. There's no way we can save ourselves. None of us believe in the curse, but if they find out, they'll kill us. It's so unfair. Humans killing other humans. Disgusting. We're trapped in a cage of this island, and our lives are in danger, so... Mother held up her knife again. You won't resist anymore, right? Are we really doomed? No, I don't believe it. There's always hope. That's right. Otherwise, what do they struggle for? It can't be meaningless. We're sailing. I've already told you, the ship is a trap. You'll die. But the ship is mine. I didn't bribe anyone. The ship is yours? Then how did you... I don't think we have the time to discuss it right now. If that's your ship, there's still a chance. However small, but it's a chance. Dad laughed, nervously with a staccato in his voice. Tuan couldn't remember the last time she heard him laugh, but his lips formed a wide smile now. He felt the taste of hope. Are you really letting us go? I had no choice before. Now I do. Mummy? Ethani squeaked like a weakened kitten. Most of all, I wanted you to survive. Mum, their mother turned towards their father. Will it work? With the opportunity like that, it may. Then, come on, get in the boat. Right away. The faces of their parents lighted up. Their eyes were shining with hope and joy. Father walked toward the boat and helped Ethani get in. This nightmare will be over. I can't believe it. I'm afraid too. To think you have your own ship. Anyways, we've got to hurry. Tuan was the next to get in the boat. I'm so happy. We'll be safe. Mummy, Daddy, you'll get to see the city. Certainly. I'm so happy. Our struggles went for nothing. My family will be safe. Alt shoved the boat toward the waves together with the father. Take good care of them, alright? Sure. Alt jumped on the boat and started rowing. Huh? And what about you, Mummy and Daddy? Get away as fast as you can. But you... There's not enough room in the boat. Then they should take another one. They can't. I destroyed all the other boats. I was afraid they'd chase us. No, we can't go without Mum and Dad. Mother shook her head. Don't worry about us. We're giving you a chance, Ethani. Please use it. Hurry up. You must leave now. But... Ethani was resting. It was only natural. Resisting. It was only natural. Tuan gathered all her will and held back the tears. She was about to deceive her younger sister and save her life. You'll be okay, right? Mum? Dad? They caught on to her idea. Yes, of course. So, why are you still here? We'll see each other again. Yes. Promise? I promise. You... Move. Quickly, my children. Mummy? Daddy? Ethani? When a person is faced with danger, they'll realize what's most important to them. They are strong now, Ethani. People become strong when they protect people they love. Never give up, Ethani, okay? Don't let me down, my daughter, or I'll lose my pride in you. No, I don't want to. Farewell. No, I hate this word. Live on. We'll see you in the city, right? Right? No, they're definitely going to kill them. 100%. Their parents weren't looking at the leaving boat anymore. They fixed their gazes on the village. A group of people was moving toward the secret beach dressed in ritual robes. Their faces were hidden underneath the dark cloth. Tuan heard of these people. The elders' guard. They hid their face according to tradition, so the vengeful deity couldn't see them. Those people will kill their parents. Tuan was sure of the dark fate that awaited her mum and dad. The elders will stage their death, as if they were taken by the horrifying curse that punishes all sinners. Mum and Dad knew it was going to happen, but they chose to save their children. Tuan hugged her sister and turned around. Tuan could only hear the splashing waves for a while, and then she heard the commotion on the shore. The elders' guard had found the secret beach. What's going on, Tuan? Angry voices were becoming louder. Dad was saying something. He gave a long, passionate speech, and then the screams of wrath and fury pierced the darkening skies. What happened, Tuan? How's Mummy and Daddy? Are they safe? They promised. Some promises are never meant to be kept. They saved us. Saved you, Ethani. Mummy? Daddy? What happened? My tummy hurts. It's alright, soon we'll be... Look. The sun had set. We're alive. Tuan pressed Ethani to herself tightly. Their boat was riding the waves and the stars lighted their way. It was also natural. The curse didn't exist after all. There was no curse to begin with. They made it to the ship without a hitch, and Ethani got first aid. The wound was not as deep as everyone thought. The girl spent a couple of days unconscious. But after that she got better incredibly fast. The ship sailed toward the nearest city the whole time, getting further and further away from their village. Tuan felt her former home getting further in miles. But also a millennia worth of time. Their parents were dead. The elders won't let someone who broke the ritual live, but they won't be able to get Tuan, Alts, or Ethani. Those three were the only ones who managed to escape. They escaped, and the parents sacrificed themselves to help them. Tuan didn't regret her choice. She saved Ethani no matter what. She chose to fight for herself, and to say the truth, rather than keep it in her heart forever. It's wrong to stay silent. It's wrong to always doubt yourself. It's wrong to be at the Lighthouse, guest, for too long. Sooner or later there comes a time when you have to decide. The village also has a decision to make regarding its future. The times have changed. More and more merchants are going to visit the island. More and more villagers will be swayed by their sweet talk. Your deity doesn't exist. It's all just old superstition. The islanders had a choice on their hands. Well, they'll be stuck killing each other until no one will be left alive. Not a single human being. And then the small village that appeases the eventual deity with their sacrifices will cease to exist, devoured by the endless torrent of time. A lot of days have passed since Tuan, Alts, and Ethani escaped from the village. Those were scary days. Tuan was afraid the elders' people would find them, but nobody showed up. Alts made sure that their tracks were properly covered inside the big city, and then the sun was setting, painting the sky with warm amber hues. This colour is so nice. Yes. Why are you laughing? Dreams do come true after all, huh? What do you mean? I'm sailing towards the setting sun to explore new lands. By the way, Alts, you never told me where you got this marvellous ship. Did you find some sort of treasure after all? No, someone helped me. Oh. I wasn't sure that person would agree, but he did and borrowed me some money. Now I have to work hard to repay my debt. Oh, who was that? You know him. It can't be. That's right, the father of your future nephew. Huh? Oh? Father? Huh? Ethani was trying to decipher Alts' words frantically. Then some complications arose. The ship was late, so I had to wait until the very end. It would have gone to waste if not for Tuan. He helped Ethani get to the secret beach. That bought us time. No, it was all thanks to Ethani. Her courage and the will to fight were transferred to Tuan through the brooch. The light of Ethani's soul helped to drive away darkness from Tuan's heart. If only I knew Dad didn't believe in the curse, I would have told him. I was afraid he'd just tie me up and throw me somewhere to prevent me from acting. If only I knew. It wouldn't have ended like this if we'd just had an honest conversation. We would have acted together, and everyone would have escaped. The death of her parents took a toll on Ethani as she cried from time to time when she thought that no one could see her. Still, she forced herself to remain positive most of the time. Now let's talk about everything. Sure. Since our bro owns the ship, let's go on a journey. Now we need to find a treasure map. Alts, do you have one lying around by any chance? No. Boo. Moreover, our first priority is to witness the birth of your nephew. Or niece. And how long do we have to wait? Quite a bit. See, then we'll surely be able to find a couple of chests. Tuan burst out laughing. Nothing would change this part of Ethani. Despite everything she went through, the girl could still laugh happily and joke around. It looked like there was a small fire shining inside her. No. A mighty fire lamp that showed the way with its cozy amber light. I would have loved to thank you in person, Mr. Esteban. What did you say? No, it was nothing. Tuan smiled toward the sea. She made the right choice, took the right path. I'm confused. Why is it like Tuan was talking to Esteban, but actually Ethani was talking to Esteban, right? I don't know what's going on. The world was orange and warm, and Tuan believed that the happy times were ahead of them. I'm confused. Fighting for your life ending. Alrighty, that's another ending down. I will chop this one into two pieces again because it's nearly an hour. So each episode's going to be 20 something minutes long. And I think that will be fine, don't you? We've got a couple more endings to do at this stage. So we'll get there. But for now, we're going to leave this one here. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll see you in the next one.